Hello, my name is Nathan Taylor, otherwise known as Sockmatician, and this is a video tutorial to accompany the Sockmatician's Double Knitted Brioche ebook. This particular video looks at how to work the picked up increase in inverted double knitted brioche. I'm already working in inverted mode, so my knit coloured stitches on this side of the work are being created actually with my pearl coloured yarn, and my pearl coloured stitches for the showing up on the other side are being created with my knit coloured yarn. This is the point where I want to work the picked up increase, and it couldn't be easier. It's just a case of working an inverted DK brioche pair into the space underneath the top two strands of yarn running between your needles. Can you see here, if I stretch everything apart, there's a selection of diamonds running down the center here, formed by the different directions of the running strands between them, and I'm looking for that top diamond right there. So it's literally the spot underneath this brown yarn over and this blue yarn over, the top two strands running between. Stab the needle in there, and that's the place called the sweet spot. As always, when working in inverted double knitted brioche, I've got both of my yarns over the top of the right needle at the back of the work to begin with. So the first thing to do is to just put the tip of my right needle into that sweet spot, under those top two yarns, into that diamond, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to knit a loop with my pearl coloured yarn and pull that through, but not slipping anything off this needle, because that's not the stitch I'm working with, it's this hole here. Then I bring both my yarns to the front, as always with inverted double knitted brioche, and I take my pearl coloured yarn to the back over the top of the right needle. Then I need to purl into that same hole. It's ever so big and gappy by this point because you're working into it quite a lot. So you quite easily bring the needle in from behind, coming in purlwise that way, and then I can purl into that hole with my knit coloured yarn, and as I finish that stitch, make sure that I maintain that pearl coloured yarn over the top of that needle there. Then I finish things off by taking my knit coloured yarn to the back of the work. I'm just going to work a standard pair of inverted double knitted brioche stitches there, so I can show you all of that again. So this is another section. Pulling it apart, you can clearly see where that top diamond is. That's the sweet spot. Both of my yarns are at the back of the work over the top of the right needle, so in I go, knit a loop through, bring both yarns to the front, take my pearl coloured yarn to the back, and then bring the needle purlwise into that same hole, purl with my knit coloured yarn, and as I withdraw, make sure I maintain that yarn over the top, and then I can carry on if I want to. The great thing about picked up increases is you can work multiple versions of it into the same spot. So if I wanted to have a double increase or triple or quadruple or quintuple or anything theoretically as high as you like, I can still go into that same hole. I've just worked my first pair into that sweet spot, go into the same place, draw a pearl coloured knit loop through, both yarns to the front, pearl coloured yarn to the back, purl into exactly that same spot with my knit coloured yarn, maintaining that pearl coloured yarn over, and I can do it as many times as I want, always going into exactly the same hole there, pulling up as many new pairs of stitches as I want. That hole gets a bit bigger, and if I put everything onto the cable, you can see exactly what that looks like with a bit more flexibility there. It's a big eye-shaped hole there with all of these new stitches and their columns arising from it. Working into these picked up increases on the next row or round is exactly the same as working into any other stitch, and they already do have their yarn overs. And you see here, there's the first picked up blue knit stitch with its brown yarn over, there's the pearl stitch, brown pearl stitch with its blue yarn over, and so on. All of the stitches with this kind of increase already have their yarn overs, so nothing changes at all on the next row or round. And that's all you need to know about working the picked up increases in inverted double knitted brioche.